This evening, 3 gunmen commit a brazen midday robbery. The drama at Border Market continues with one man accusing City Hall of sabotaging central government. Also, President of the Market Vendors Union has some strong feelings regarding the mayor and city council. In the region, in Trinidad and Tobago, there is a shortage of red sand in the Twin Island Republic, but there is no shortage of blame to be thrown around. And internationally, in Kenya, election chief says hacking attempt did not succeed.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel and our website, ch2headlinenews.com. Join us. For years, people have made the overly dramatic claim of being robbed by Guyana Power and Light. Today, this claim was not entirely inaccurate for 2 customers after armed men stormed the company's Monrepo branch. Around 2 p.m. today, at least 3 gunmen stormed the GPL office behind me.
Come out outside there, I see the guy come out with a knife in hand. Formally, the guy pocket take your phone, come downstairs, and then after that 2 guys will come out. Immediately, when he did the man, he fire a shot, come back a vehicle, and he fire next shot. And he got call the police station, no assistance.
Which police station you call?
I think BV station.
And how long the police have to respond?
No police respond.
So I called the police while the robbery was in progress?
Well, we try call, but the phone ring out 3 times. Then I call back again, then he respond.
Okay. This is the second time a robbery is happening at this mall within the past month, this month.
Yes,
Are you concerned about security in this general area?
Yeah, we should get security, yes, because we got a business place right there and the next door.
Okay. Any meeting with any of the commanders in this area or the police, anything of the sort?
No, not necessarily, but we need protection though.
Alright.
Business owners are still left in a state of shock after the robbery, because this is actually the second robbery in less than a month at this location. In fact, according to one vendor, police presence in the area used to be a frequent occurrence until around last Christmas.
Hey, this way you gotta understand. Something you on the road just walking and these things go on and you get shot accident. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful. They used to have police patrol every day, some Saturday, and just stop for a while now, a good while and stopping.
The men were able to tie up the security as well as rob 2 of the customers at the time, relieving them of a total of around $47,000. In addition to the money, the armed men also relieved the security guard of his firearm. It should also be noted that residents in the area are concerned for the safety of the unborn child of one of the employees who were held hostage. According to them, this was the expectant mother's last day before going on maternity leave. Ian Andrews, the president of the Market Vendors Union, claims that the mayor and the town clerk are newcomers to the APNU-AFC coalition. He insinuates that they might have allegiances to the PPP, and as such they are attempting to frustrate and upset the vendors so as to cost the coalition votes. This all comes as the council seeks to regularize, renovate, and relocate some of the Stabroek and Border Markets vendors. Wendell Jeffrey has been following the developments and files this report.
George, the market vendors seem willing to make the treatment from the mayor and city council into a political issue. In fact, Ian Andrews, the market vendors representative, says that he suspects that both the mayor and the town clerk are using their support of the coalition to turn around and undermine the APNU-AFC administration. He is claiming that both the town clerk and the mayor were associated with the PPP in the past. He said that the 2 administrators are newcomers to the struggle and that the APNU supporters don't really know Royston Clark and Patricia Chase Green.
Because you cannot run away from the fact that these people, most of them, were and still are APNU supporters. I can say that without fear of contradiction. You understand? But when you have people that, these people and even the supporters of this APNU don't really know those two people.
He said that what is happening in the city is an imposition of the will of the mayor and the town clerk upon the people. And because they are not known to be long-time supporters of the APNU, the vendors have grave mistrust for them.
When you see they come and they impose their will upon them, they don't trust them.
Andrews went on to suggest that the constant aggravation of the vendors by City Council might be a way of frustrating the core supporters of the coalition. He opined that it is a deliberate strategy of the current city administration to anger the vendors. He said that the last administration used to brutalize the people, and now this administration is using the same tactics and bullying the vendors.
An administration where they say used to brutalize these people. This administration has changed, which means that people expect a different way of dealing with things. This means by dialogue. Let's talk. We got problems. Let me talk now. No, you don't want to hear that. You're so accustomed to bullying them.
And because of the treatment and the lack of dialogue, the vendors all seem to be willing to make a political connection to the constant disagreements between them and the city. And they are wondering how a government that they voted for could be so willing to take bread out of their mouths. I don't come back?
Right.
Let's say that. What's your concern?
Me afraid. The talk a story, and I don't think they should step back on the words. They say they're going to talk to traffic chief, they will use region, then they're going to do him put back, just like how they do Orange Walk with them stands. Do the same thing here, let everybody get a livelihood. You understand? Because robbing mama out from his daily bread, you're putting other things in here to do wrong things. Because remember, you gotta live, you gonna rob, he know he got bills to cover, he already in debt.
Royston King and Chase Green, because like a share bullyism is going on. These people was being placed there to look after people's interests, and this is the way they intend to carry this administration. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. We tired and fed up with them now. It's not 6 and 10 years, we fed up with them right now.
Right, as you could see. So right now we're appealing to them, you know what I mean, to do something for us. Because if you check it out, we vote for these people. Most of us here, you could see, it's people that vote for the vote local government. Plus we vote general, regional, and general election. We vote for the coalition. Most of us. So we don't know is the problem.
We were happy that they understood, we were happy that they have pledged their cooperation and that they're in full support of what we're doing.
George, there is an obvious and blatant disconnect between the council and the vendors, with both sides standing their ground. For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Coming up on Headline News after the break. President of Market Vendors Union has more harsh words for Town Clerk Royston King.
Mining Week 2017 ends on a high note with Pork Knocker Day on August 26 at the Bayrock Ground, Wismar, Linden from 9 hours under the theme Mining Clean, Living Green. Enjoy the competitions and get the experience while battling, shoveling, jigging, Tacuba crossing, Warashi race and more. We will meet you at the Bayrock Ground in Wismar, Linden, a gateway to the interior. on Saturday, August 26 from 9 hours for an educational and fun-filled Pork Knocker Day 2017 and the chance to win a diamond. It's Mining Week 2017, August 20th to 27th under the theme Mining Clean, Living Green.
John Lewis Styles proudly introduces Everest Bags, a complete and affordable line especially suited for back to school. Lunch bags from $3,500, backpacks from $4,500, pulley backpacks from $10,995. Also available are messenger bags, computer bags, waist pouches, duffel bags, gym bags, and even camping bags, all for the same price or less than buying online. And it's already here on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
As a parent who works at home with my business located right here, I use Blaze high-speed internet. At home, my daughter enjoys it for her educational learning apps, and I work at home as well, so the service is efficient for my business. Parents bring their children, and while the children are enjoying ice cream, the parents also relax and enjoy their free Wi-Fi services.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Hungry? Don't rush and buy food from an unsafe environment. The results could be tummy ache, vomiting, diarrhea, and sometimes hospitalization. Instead, stop, look around, ask yourself, how safe is the food you are about to buy? Is it hot? If it is hot, is it stored in a food warmer or on a stove? Is it cold and on ice? How long was it prepared? Since the night before? Early morning or less than 2 hours? This just takes a few seconds and it can save you time, money, and lots of ache. Temperature plays an important part when storing food. Food must be kept piping hot. When food is finished cooking, the hot food must be placed in a food warmer and not a box or bowl for over 2 hours. It must be protected from dust, insects, rodents, and dirt. These precautions are vital because bacteria grow by multiplying. If food is stored in the danger zone between 5 to 60 degrees Celsius, bacteria can double every 20 minutes, causing food to spoil. The correct holding temperature is below 5 degrees Celsius and higher than 60 degrees Celsius. This means keep cold food cold, place it on ice or in a freezer, and keep hot food hot. Place it in a warmer or on a stove. This way, the growth of bacteria is slowed or stopped. Children, the elderly, people who are pregnant or have a weak immune system are at a higher risk of getting food poisoning. Start practicing correct food handling and storing today. Cook, hot hold, reheat, chill. Don't buy food from an unsafe environment because you can be a victim of food poisoning.
How safe is your food? Are you sure about it?
A message from the Government Analyst Food and Drug Department.
For more info, call telephone numbers 222-8857 or 222-8859.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
The town clerk wants to disadvantage the vendors and put them out of business. And for those reasons, the city does not want to meet with the Market Vendors Union. So says Ian Andrews, the president of the Market Vendors Union. He says that the union representing the vendors is legal and legitimate, and yet the MNCC is slighting them. Wendell Jeffrey met with Mr. Andrews at the Big Market Square and had a conversation with them.
Yes, George. Mr. Andrews said that Mr. King does not want to acknowledge the Market Vendors Association because he, King, wants to victimize the vendors. On July 27th, Mr. King was addressing a matter in connection with the renovation of the Big Market Wharf. At that meeting, he spoke of the need to have the vendors organize themselves and have a representative body enter into dialogue with the council. At that meeting, I told Mr. King that the market vendors had told me that they had already had such a representative body. George, here is that exchange.
Meetings, and there was also the suggestion that we should have a committee comprising of representatives from the stallholders and the vendors and representatives from the city council so that we can have a continuous conversation that will allow us to go forward as understanding what we're doing and advancing the interests of the city.
They said they have a union. Do you know that the market vendors have a union?
That union has not been recognized by this council. We have not had any engagements with that union. We've asked that particular body to share with us some information. We've asked them to send in all of their requisite documents. We've not received the documents, and therefore we do not recognize the union. We don't know the legitimacy of the union. We don't know who they're bargaining for. We don't know who they represent. And this is a responsible council, and you couldn't have anybody coming up to say, I'm representing the vendors, and we don't have any claim of that legitimacy.
While Mr. King is saying that the union is not legitimate and that they have not responded to him, Mr. Andrews, the president of the union, begs to differ. In fact, he showed me a copy of the letter and the attendant documents that the union sent to the town clerk exactly a year ago on August 11th, 2016.
It was said the letter informed you that stallholders was formed, subsequently registered with the Market Vendors Union registered in Guyana 261 on this day, 28th today. The organization is voted with the explicit intention to be used to formally ventilate our concern and to cordially, honestly and transparently represent the members in our relationship with the City Council and by extension, central government.
That was the letter that was sent from the vendors to the town clerk. However, I asked the union president if they had any proof that Mr. King did indeed receive that letter, and if so, when did he receive it? Mr. Andrews tumbled through his file and showed me the following document, which he even read.
Say on the August 25th, 14 days after, I wish Agnal received a letter. The 19th he said he get it. We sent it in the 11th that was signed for. I would like to request the following legal document including constitution. This was attached because in the letter you see a copy of our registration, organization objects and all that. They were attached. Name and position of office bearers. You can only send out the kind of letter we had a name of. This was sent to him. Method used to select office bearers does not his remit. Trade unions have a way how we go about it, where we get membership forms. That is internal business, you know, with the rules, with our people. This vendors represented by this union, categories, areas. This is not it's vendors and thing. We have a copy of our membership that we had to send him before we could get that thing from the registrar trade union. When we would have sat and we would have given to him the representative for the various areas. It's vendors and stallholders. There's that two categories. What are the categories? Itinerant vendors and stallholders. There's two categories. So what category? Area. What we recognize here in trade union, we know what it is to find out who say you could intimidate. We don't have to give him that. Membership and agreement between members and union, that is not under his remit either.
Mr. Andrews said that the union is a legal registered body and that Mr. King is operating beyond his remit. He said that they are both terminal administrators whose attempts seem to be to delegitimize the union so that they could continue to intimidate the vendors.
There's the registrar of trade unions, that the things that he says he's asking for, it is not his remit to ask for those things. We cannot get this unless we present this to the code. We got our constitution and this here. The objects of the union that say who we represent and what we're about. He got a copy of this and I'll show you the letter where he got. Good?
Mr. Andrews, who was himself a councillor, said that he has a track record with the current administration. He said that they cannot run rings around him. He concluded by adding that another of the council's problem is that they do not want to meet with him.
Is that they recognize that probably the council may want to recognize a union, but as long as it is not led by Andrews, and that is the feeling that we're having now. They don't want to reach with me.
For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Don't go away. Still ahead, we have our regional news, international news, and the weather. Around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride taxi service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
The Guyana Geology and Mines Commission presents Mining Week 2017, August 20th to 26th under the theme Mining Clean, Living Green. The pre-mining week playoffs on August 5th, Port Kaituma, August 12th, Madia and Puruni, August 13th, Anns Grove, and August 19th at Bartica. The National Mining and Quarrying Conference and National Mining Exhibition, August 21st and 22nd at the Pegasus Hotel. August 23rd is Customer Appreciation Day at GGMC Headquarters, Brickdam, Georgetown. Activities end with Pork Knockers Day at Bayrock Ground, Wismar on August 26th. It's Mining Week 2017, August 20th to 26th under the theme Mining Clean, Living Green.
John Lewis Styles proudly introduces Everest Bags, a complete and affordable line especially suited for back to school. Lunch bags from $3,500, backpacks from $4,500, pulley backpacks from $10,995. Also available are messenger bags, computer bags, waist pouches, duffel bags, gym bags, and even camping bags, all for the same price or less than buying online. And it's already here on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
In news from the region now, in Trinidad and Tobago, there is a shortage of red sand. Minister of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, Clarence Rambarat, says the shortage of red sand in the country stems from mismanagement of the existing sand pits by the former minister responsible for the Estate Management and Business Development Company. C News tells us more.
Minister of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, Clarence Rambarat, says the shortage of red sand in the country stems from mismanagement of the existing sand pits by the former minister responsible for the Estate Management and Business Development Company, Dr. Rudal Munilal. This after Dr. Munilal claimed the shortage showcases the incompetence, rampant mismanagement and absence of priorities of the Rowley regime. At today's post-cabinet media briefing, Minister Rambarat said the day before the general election was announced in 2015, the EMBD purported to issue some letters of awards to contractors to operate some of the sand pits.
And at that time, Mr. Munilal, as the line minister, and EMBD must have known that there were serious issues in the operations of those sandpits. In particular, in January 2015, the cabinet was advised, and that is the cabinet led by former Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, of which Mr. Munilal was a member. The cabinet was advised of the issues relating to those sandpits.
On Tuesday, the Contractors Association warned of a slowdown in the construction industry across Trinidad and Tobago and the possibility of further job losses after it was revealed that there is a shortage of red sand. President of the association, Ramlogan Narayan Singh, told CNews without the red sand, the building of walls and other projects will not be able to be completed.
And internationally, Kenya's Electoral Commission chairman has admitted that its database was a target of an unsuccessful hacking attempt, but it has failed to convince the opposition, which continues to dispute the results. This after allegations were made by opposition leader Raila Odinga that hackers infiltrated the database and manipulated results in favor of President Uhuru Kenyatta after Tuesday's vote. Odinga's supporters are standing by their claims of fraud and say their candidate is the real winner. Al Jazeera's Catherine Soy reports from Kisumu in western Kenya.
After a long-awaited news conference, leaders of the main opposition coalition, NASA, led by Raila Odinga, say they have the real figures and Odinga has won the election. They wouldn't disclose their source, but they say they've discredited the ongoing verification of results by the Electoral Commission.
The data, which confirms the authentic and legitimate results of the presidential election, shows that the two leading candidates obtained the following votes. Raila Amolo Odinga, 8,041,726 votes. Uhuru Kenyatta, 7,755,428 votes.
IEBC officials have denied claims that their IT system was hacked to manipulate results in favor of Odinga's rival Uhuru Kenyatta. They say there was an attempt, but it failed. Most of the observers have given the commission a clean bill of health so far.
I think that it deserves to be examined, but it is not a reason to stop the process or to question the entire election at this point.
Accordingly, we can say that the processes, as we were able to observe, up to and including the counting of the votes at the polling stations and their transmission to the IEBC and so on, met the standards set by Kenya and the AU for the conduct of democratic elections.
Following the opposition leaders' declaration of their own results, some people in Odinga's stronghold of Kisumu in western Kenya took to the streets to celebrate, but the city largely remains calm. Many shops are still closed and streets are less busy. The outskirts have been equally quiet.
This is usually a very busy market here in Kondele in Kisumu. Most of the stall owners have decided to stay away. We've also seen groups of mostly young men huddled together. We've spoken to some of them. They say they have every confidence in their leader Raila Odinga. They believe everything he says. In this area is where you'll find some of the most loyal supporters of Raila Odinga and his opposition coalition.
Well, everything has to be clear. I mean, so far up to where we have reached, it leaves more questions to be answered than answers. As things stand now, the elections were predetermined, meaning that whatever results we are getting and whatever excuses are being based on it are not totally acceptable to most of the Kenyans who turned out to exercise their democratic rights.
Officials of the Electoral Commission have been verifying documents from almost 41,000 polling stations across the country. They are checking the result forms signed by presiding officers and party agents against what is being transmitted online. This is what will ultimately validate or damn the credibility of the election. Catherine Soy, Al Jazeera, Kisumu in western Kenya.
And now for the weather report. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and ch2headlinenews.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Friday evening at 6 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.